Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today to talk to you about the inclusive classroom environment. At the end of the unit, you are expected to highlight the importance of arranging the environment in an inclusive classroom, including the key elements in planning an early in learning environment. So, the first part of our module is the five most essential terms relevant to inclusive education of young children. So, the first is preventive discipline, arranging the classroom environment in ways to promote children's appropriate behavior and forestal behaviors teachers considered incorporate. So first is preventive discipline. Preventive discipline is referred to the strategies that used in the classroom to prevent student misbehavior, such as strategies include assessment of students' needs and expectations, create of a warm and nurturing classroom climate, development of set rules and consequences, and also development of a flexible daily routine and making learning fun and attractive to the students. So second is induced incompetence, term used to describe the effects of poorly functioning equipment on children with development disabilities. So induced incompetence is is the quality of condition of being incompetent or lack of ability. So third is discovery learning, also known as free play, child-initiated activity, and free choice periods open-ended block of the time in which children discover the learnings inherent in the play materials. So, discovery learning is a technique of inquiry-based learning and is considered a constructivist based approach to education. For example, students have may discover how something works or apply information in order to provide an accurate simulation. So the fourth is zone teaching, a strategy in which each teacher is responsible for an area of the classroom. So zone teaching is a strategy that has been used long ago by teachers to change the behavior of learners in the classroom. In this case, the teacher calls sends a note to the parent concerning the behavior problems. Also, the teacher may ask the parent on the best way to approach the problem or provide suggestions for parental interventions. For example, by stating that they uh, they could talk to their child. So the next is structured flexibility. Well-structured early learning environment that also is adaptable to children's individual needs and preferences. So structured flexibility is a shared commitment to have a plan and process, but remain flexible in order to relocate resources to modify timelines, visit strategies, or accommodate a change in direction. For example, stretching, yoga. So next is the inclusive classroom environment. So an inclusive classroom environment arrangements assume special importance because of the range of abilities among children. Teachers who arrange play spaces and activities so that children with special needs are included easily and naturally convey a powerful message about human values. All children can learn and play together. Having fun together promotes genuine integration and creates a community of caring and learning. So, an inclusive classroom environment is a school or classroom where students of every level, ability level, receive teaching in the same place. This means that particularly able students learn alongside those who have special educational needs, such as dyslexia, dysphasia, and attention deficit disorder, for example. Um, they freely express who they are, their own opinions, and points of view, fully participate in teaching, learning, work, and social activities, like feel safe from abuse, harassment, and unfair criticisms. So next is preventive discipline. It communicates to children how to behave and then facilitates children's efforts. It makes it easy for children to learn that vast number of behaviors and skills necessary for growing up confident and competent in a world that expects much of young children. Helps avoid unnecessary and ego-deflating errors that squander squander children times. It ensures a positive climate in which teachers enjoy teaching and children of different development levels enjoy learning together. So, as what I've said kanina, preventive discipline is a concise outline about classroom expectation for students as well as for teachers. Students need to know what is expected of them for the remainder of the class, such as guidelines include rules regarding talking, homework, or language use in the classroom. Next is arrangement for learning. The physical setting up an arrangement, an effective early learning environment puts teachers' knowledge of child development to the test. Classroom and play yard arrangement must be sensitive to development sequence and individual differences. Teacher must know what to do when one child is experiencing learning difficulties, another is not making development progress, and third is hampered by challenging behavior. Teacher must recognize that the first move is to step back and observe the child in the context of the daily program. Necessary changes in the environment can be made. Almost always it is the environment that needs fixing, not to the child. So, arrangements for learning is the physical configuration of a classroom is more than an organizational or statistic choice by the instructor. In person, classroom setting arrangement affects student learning, motivation, participation, and teacher to student and student to student relationships. Um, in the virtual classroom space, such as real-time platforms like Zoom, instructional choices to employ engagement strategies, and provide opportunities for feedback also have to positive impact on student learning outcomes. Next is the type of learning. So the first type of learning is the self-help or independent skills. These are independence promoting skills related to socially prescribed routines such as toileting, dressing, eating, cleaning up, and doing one's share. Learning to perform these tasks is closely tied to the child's emerging independence and competence. During the toddler and early preschool years, teachers systematically guide children through each step of each routine until the skills become automatic. Some children need additional help in learning basics, help self-help skills. So when we say self-help skill, by self-help or independent skills, is children have to drive to be independent and they do things on their own. This is a healthy part of a normal child development. As children grow, they learn to do more and more tasks. Children care providers can help young children become independent by allowing and encouraging them to take responsibility for themselves whenever possible. It can be faster and less messy to do things for children, but they learn so much from doing things for themselves. When children practice self-help skills such as feeding and dressing themselves, they practice their large and small motor skills, gain confidence and their ability to try new things, and build their self-esteem and provide in their independence. Next is toilet facilities. Learning to use the toilet by themselves is a major development task for most children. The first requirement in the toilet training is that toilets are of appropriate size and height. Another one is adequate space for maneuvering crutches or walkers or pulling a wheelchair parallel with the toilet. In programs for children or toddlers needing help with toilet training, teachers need to be available in the children's bathroom. Another thing to take note of is that the accessibility of the toilet from the outdoor play area is equally important so that the children can get to the bathroom in hurry and or as often as they need to do so. So toilet facilities means those devices provided for individual convenience in the sanitary disposal of body waste and the structures for the installation and maintenance. So um, they learn how to use the toilets by themselves. So next is Cubie areas. Each child should have space or cubie in which to keep his or her personal belongings. This increase responsibility and organizational skills and would ensure that children have a safe place to keep their special things from home. This does not just teach about the importance of school and home, but rather teaches the importance of respecting each other's property, and the space should be labeled with their names on it for ownership and just so they could easily locate their QB. When we say QB areas, is a QB hole, QB house, or QB is a small playhouse or play area for children. So they may be constructed by themselves, by children themselves, and used as a place of play. So next is sleeping areas. The sleeping area in the all-day program must be carefully planned and free of distractions. If a separate room is not available, a nap area can be partitioned, partitioned off with low barriers. A rug or some other kind of clearly indicated space should be near the entrance of the nap area, creating an environment conducive to resting might include closing the shades or plants, turning a small lamp or light, playing classical music, and encourage children to bring something to cuddle, stuffed toys or blankets from home. So, when say sleeping areas are an area in a room or house where people can sleep. We all know Sleep is an important part of a healthy childhood. Naps give children time to rejuvenate and let active bodies rest. Young brains and muscles also do serious work during sleep. Without naps, children may become overtired. Children who are overtired often upset easily and may even have a harder time falling asleep at night. So next is teacher structured activities. This is also referred to a large and small group activities, one-on-one tutorials, or instruction periods. This is to provide a balance of the child-directed activities. The teacher's intent is to impart knowledge and skills that children need but cannot learn solely through self-guided exploration of the environment. Stories, songs, finger plays, care of materials, control of paint, trips, gentleness with animals, names of objects and concepts, information are but a few of the content areas that might comprise a teacher-structured activity. So when we say teacher-structured activities, is creating a highly visually based structured environment that promotes an understanding of schedules, activities, and expectation. Understand and act appropriately within their environment. Learn new skills, internalize skills learned, and being able to carry those skills over into other settings. Um, as a teacher, during play must include facilitation, engagement, and appropriate individualization for each child's developmental levels. As a teacher, planning for play must be intentional and also must focus on creating opportunities for high-level thinking by incorporating time, space, and materials for play. Next is discovery learning. These are uninterrupted blocks of time, both indoors and outdoors, that are fundamental to early learning. It is through play that children discover their world and themselves. Play allows children to apply their own ideas as well as the learning they have acquired during the teacher-structured activities. Since not all children are given the benefit from a large block and instructor time, they may spend too much time engaged or inappropriately engaged because of their limited skills or short span of attention. For these children, brief teacher-structured activities are easily interspread interspersed during discovery learning periods. So when we say discovery learning, um, it is a technique of inquiry-based learning, as what I've said kanina. Um, Constructivist-based approach to education. For example, students may have discovered how something works or apply information in order to provide an accurate stimulation. So that's it for today's session. I will continue it tomorrow. Thank you and God bless.